Good morning, this is the Desert Shamans channel. I'm going to use this video as a trailer to those who are regular watchers and listeners, just to give those who are coming in and, a little bit of a concept as to what this channel is all about. It's about fun. Now it's beginning to be more about fun and drumming. Got my frame drum here. A lot of drumming, a lot of shamanistic activities as far as getting into alternate realities. But as far as the rest of the channel, like the history of this channel, if you go back and you look at some of my videos, you can find that I have talked about every conceivable situation on the planet. Lots of news events in the past, not so much anymore. I'm trying to get away from that because all news events nowadays are depressing, and all news events are tape loops, endless tape loops of depression, anxiety, and fear, which those who watch this channel and have been longtime viewers know that that's the agenda that's out there for control. Now we're trying to get away from that agenda. We're trying to get away from the mindset of fear and the mindset of anxiety and the mindset of chaos that is trying to be imposed, shall I say, on the masses, and has been for quite some time. So what's the answer? Well, my answer is shamanistic activity. My answer is resurgence of shamanistic activity. Well, what's shamanism? How would you define shamanism? Well, I would define it in loose terms as a practitioner of wanting to contact spirit sources for help and healing. A lot of people talk about spirit sources, and they talk about guardian angels, and they talk about spirit guides and things of that nature. This channel here teaches techniques to raise your consciousness, meditation techniques, trance drumming techniques, just all kinds of things, breathing techniques, ways of thinking. That's what this channel is all about, so that you can use these tools that I provide to escape, okay? And I'm not talking about escapism, I'm talking about to withdraw from the false reality, shall I say, or the overlaid reality, or the propagandized mindset, or the mass herd consciousness, or any of those things that you might find yourself caught up in. The only way to your freedom is to release yourself. And many masters, many spiritual masters in the past have said that their kingdom was no part of this world, whether it be Buddha or Jesus or whoever. Any spiritual master, any high shaman, any yogi, okay, that knows what's going on in other realms, is going to tell you that you need to detach from the negative energy and the absolute propaganda and the absolute lies and the absolute deception, okay, that is being laid upon mankind's head right now, and has been for quite some time. There's an agenda out there. It's not a good one, it's a dark one. Here's another thing about shamanistic techniques and what shamans are. Shamans are truth tellers. Shamans are people that can see the big picture. Shamans are people that can go into an alternate reality and experiment with that. Shamans are true seekers. Shamans are leaders. Shamans are spiritual masters. Shamans are alchemists. And I know not everybody considers themselves a shaman or thinks that they can be, but if you stay on this channel, you will become a shaman. You will learn shamanistic techniques. You will learn consciousness-raising techniques. Whether you use them or not is up to you. But you will learn them here, and you will be a student and a disciple. Hate the word that I used, that word disciple. Let's just say a student of shamanism. And how is that coming to you? Well, it will be through me. Okay, and when I say through me, that's exactly what I mean. Because spirit comes through me, just like it does everyone else. Now, it's a matter of when you channel that spirit, do you recognize that you're doing that? Do you recognize that you have powers that are way beyond those that most people would realize they have? How do you access these powers that you have? And it's essential that you do access them, because that's the only way that you're going to change the world. That's the only way that you're going to change your reality and your conception of the world. Okay, now your reality, let me expound on that a minute. Your reality is not the world's reality. It doesn't have to be. But most people's reality is the world's reality. So when I say change your reality, I'm saying change the world's reality. Now, the reality for a shaman, or the reality for somebody that is enlightened, it's their own reality. It's their own sovereignty. Excuse me. It's their own sovereignty. It's their own space. It's their own sacred space that is theirs alone, okay? And it doesn't have to be a part of the herd consciousness. It doesn't have to be a part of anything that you're seeing out there that is disturbing. And if it's not a part of that, then you are into your power, and you have more power to be able to affect change again on reality, or the false reality, or the overlaid reality. You will have the ability, okay, to change that, okay? And so on this channel, we do a lot of things like I have discussions. I guess they're one-sided since I don't do too much of a live situation. I'll be doing more of that to come. We have instruction. I have several videos on raising your consciousness. So if you go back, there's all kinds. This is somewhat of a prophetic channel, because in the past I have prophesied unknowingly, actually. I have prophesied until later, in retrospect, I have talked about things and they have come true, like the pandemic and the different situations going on in the world right now with the Ukraine war, and just all kinds of things that I have 6 years ago or more, 6 or 5 years ago, I've talked about before they were even relevant. Okay. But I'm at a point now on this channel where, rather than regurgitating the bad news, there's enough bad news out there. Rather than taking each individual incident, let's say like the war in Ukraine, or the war here, or the war there. Actually, it's the war all over the world. You could pick any country right now, and it would be war, upheaval. So we're getting into a critical situation here. Now, the only way that you can deal with a critical situation is to get outside of it. And you get outside of it by going within. And by going within and taking shamanistic journeys and taking connecting, like Castaneda said, with the other reality, the other kind of reality. Again, that's the only way that you're going to have peace of mind. That's the only way that you're going to affect change on a mass consciousness level, on a collective consciousness level. One person has all kinds of power to change things on the planet, on the world consciousness. Just one person. So can you imagine if I got 200-300 people on here that were all in the same mindset? That's the only way you're going to fight this stuff. That's the only way you're going to fight the oppression and the agendas and the New World Orders and the people out there that mean humankind harm. That's your only refuge right now, is your strength as a spiritual warrior, your strength to go within, your strength to do shamanistic activities. Why do you think they got rid of all the shamans? Why do you think they got rid of all the so-called pagans? Or why do you think they got rid of the so-called witches, which weren't that at all, which were people that were delving into herbalism and shamanism and just all kinds of experiments with transcending the veil and going beyond and getting help and healing from spirit guides. That's what it's all about. That's what it has to be all about. And I know this is, kind of long-winded for, an introduction to my channel, but I hope you've stuck with me, and I hope that you will get something out of this. And, of course, my regular listeners always get something out of it. They see the big picture, so they may be few, but they're strong, and they may be few, but they're devoted. So anybody that comes on this channel, you cannot expect to find false hope on here. There's real hope on here through your own actions, through your own raising of your own consciousness and the techniques that I teach here. And we have a lot of fun too with drum. We're going to be starting. I'm going to be starting a drum circle, or let's say perpetuating the thought of a drum circle here real soon, so that people in their own community can form up and get together and be a collective force for good. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. This is the Desert Shaman, Roger Thunder, over and out.